Hi guys, Julie Motlag here. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time, thanks for joining. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And also hit the notification bell so you know when I release a new video. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. So I have a really exciting video. I have my final summer fragrance haul with some great finds, and I really have been loving wearing them. So I just want to walk through all of those with you tonight. But one exciting announcement before we get started. I have a very exciting announcement about Niche Fragrance House. So we will be opening in the early part of October. So I'll let you guys know as soon as the store is up and going, but it will be all niche fragrances. And some of the ones that you're finding it hard to find in the US right now, we're going to be bringing those to you on the site. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first fragrance I got was one that I picked up at Neiman Marcus because it was on sale. But I got it for a very specific reason, and that is Montale Chocolate Greedy. So I know the fall is coming up, and since it was on sale, I wanted to grab it. But it's such a great kind of fall gourmand. The top notes are cacao, vanilla. It's got some tonka bean, some coffee, and even dried fruits maybe, and it's got a little bit of bitter orange in it. But you can really detect the vanilla at the top and the cacao. It's a little warm and spicy, but not too much. It's also got you can pick up on some of the coffee, and definitely powdery with a little slight hint of the fruity notes. But the reason that I got this is because it layers beautifully with one of my favorite XERJOFFs. I won't give it away just yet because I am going to be releasing a video all about layering with XERJOFF fragrances. But this is why I picked this up, because it is such a great layering scent. And I mean, I like it on its own. It doesn't last as long as I thought it was going to. It's not beast mode, but it does have some pretty hefty longevity. So I will definitely be including this in my layering video. Next up, we have another XERJOFF, and there's going to be several XERJOFFs in this video. I did get some that were on my list. I really was excited to get them, and finally got them this summer, but they are definitely going to be on this list. So this one is from the Casamarati line, and it is Fiore di Ulivo. That means the olive blossom. And I have read some reviews on this one, and I didn't know whether I should get it or not, but I read some reviews that it smells like Diety wipes. And I do kind of get that vibe. It's a little bit of the same scent at the top, and that's only because it's got that Amalfi lemon in the top notes. Some of the other notes are lotus and basil. It's got ambrette. I think in the mid notes, it's more. There's definitely the olive blossom, you get that. It's very fresh and light and airy. It's got some musk in it and some amber and some benzoin in the base. And then there's some magnolia and jasmine. It's very floral, very citrus in the opening. It's also very aromatic and very fresh. And again, I get some muskiness to it. So I think that's a theme for all of my fragrances that I purchased this time. As I was reviewing some notes that I put together when I was wearing these and testing them out. And it's been a hot minute since I made a video because I was really testing all of these out that I purchased. And then one was taking a really long time to get here. But I really found that I had a lot of musky notes and fragrances in this collection. I don't know why it turned out that way. Maybe that's the mood I was in. I have no idea, but a lot of these have a very musky scent or smell to them. And I apparently am loving that right now. So this one's just it's very aquatic. It's definitely a fresh and summer fragrance, but this is another one that I got mostly for the purpose of layering. So that'll be in the video coming up, like I said. So this next little gem is probably something that you guys are all very familiar with and have heard, if not tried. But that is Initio Musk therapy. So I smelled this in Neiman Marcus for the first time, and I actually passed on it. As a matter of fact, I didn't like it. And then I ordered a sample just to be sure, because I heard some really great things about it. And I sprayed it on and wore it on my arms for a little bit when I got the sample. And lo and behold, I fell in love. So this fragrance is also very musky. So it's got the white musks, other like multiple types of musks in here. It's got some black currant, some bergamot in the middle, maybe at the top a little bit. So you definitely get a little citrusy sense out of it. It's got some mandarin orange, some magnolia, and maybe even some sandalwood in the base. So very citrusy, very musky. It's very floral and fruity. And one of my favorite things, it is very powdery. So I really like that. This scent is just hands down one of the top in this list of 11. It's one of my top purchases. As a matter of fact, I liked it so much, I got a second bottle as a backup. One to travel with, one to keep at home, one to have in my purse at some point. But this little guy right here is just such an easy reach. It lasts. I was afraid that it wasn't going to last very long, but oh my gosh, it's so calming and warm and comforting, even though it's like a summer citrusy type of scent. I will wear this because of the musk during the fall and the winter, hands down. It's so nice and just clean and, put together, classy. I just really like it. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. I think it's good for men or women. In my opinion, leans a little feminine, but the longevity and everything is great on it. And I think either sex could wear it, honestly. But I absolutely love this, and definitely one of my top out of the 11 that I purchased this last haul. Next up, we have a fragrance that I think a lot of people have been talking about, and I wanted it for the summer. I had a trip coming up and I really wanted something a little summery, and I was not disappointed with this fragrance. And that is Nosy Bee by Perris, Monte Carlo. And it's the Ylang Ylang Nosy Bee. This one is, right off the top, I get the cardamom, I get the Ylang Ylang and maybe some grapefruit, and then some lemon. I think in the mid, there's some jasmine, there's some rose, some orange blossom. It's very yellow floral to me. This is such a well done yellow floral. And I think it's more feminine for sure, but definitely unisex. Another fragrance that I think layers very well with one of my favorite XERJOFFs as well. So I have been layering this, and I've worn it alone, and it lasts pretty long. It's not beast mode by any stretch of the imagination, but it does last a long time and completely worth wearing. Do I think this is a blind buy safe fragrance? 100%. I blind bought it, never smelled it, and as soon as it got here and I sprayed it on, I knew I had made the right decision. It's just such a pretty white and yellow floral. It's a little ambery. It's got some aromatic, maybe citrusy, a little vanilla scent to it. But I absolutely loved this one, and so happy that I added it to my collection. And honestly, it's my first from this house, so I will definitely be adding some more to my collection. Next up, I'm going to get into some of the XERJOFFs that I purchased. I've been waiting to purchase these. I had some samples. There's a couple that I didn't, but most of them I had samples of and was just waiting to add them to my collection. And I quickly have realized that some of these that I'm going to mention tonight are must-haves. A couple of them are nice to haves. They're a little more on the pricey side, but these guys are fantastic. So I got them all, and I'm so glad that I did. So the first one is Cambridge Club, and this one is one of the hidden gems in XERJOFF, in my opinion. It is at the top, it's kind of rosy. It's got some maybe Bulgarian rose, some coriander. The base notes are bourbon, vanilla, and caramel. It's very, very fall, winter, sweet, gourmandish. It is beast mode. When I spray this on, it lasts and lasts and lasts. So I am super excited to wear this during the fall and the winter, and to layer it with some of the fragrances that I have that I think this would fit really nicely with. But in my opinion, this fragrance is definitely a little more feminine leaning, but unisex, and it will definitely not disappoint you. It's so wonderful. It's beautiful. It's when I wear it, my husband goes crazy. He's like, "What are you wearing?" I think this one's just great. And in my opinion, it is hands down something that you should have in your collection, especially if you love XERJOFF like I do. Next up, I have one that is a little on the pricier side. I think it's one of the more expensive XERJOFFs, but it's from the Stone collection and is just so amazing. Definitely a feminine scent, but that is L. And look at this gorgeous packaging that it comes in. I mean, this like snakeskin embossed leather. It is so nice. And then when you open it up, it's got the, I guess the number it is out of the batch of 499. And it's just kind of nestled in this gorgeous little cocoon. It's so beautiful. But I really, really like this scent. I got a sample of it back when I think Demi Rawling did one of her 10% discount code sales at XERJOFF, and I fell in love with this scent. It's so feminine, it's so beautiful, and it really is in some ways nostalgic. I don't know why, but it's just it's so fresh and inviting and just really, really makes you feel pretty. So I really gravitated towards this scent. I wear a lot of unisex scents, sometimes woody, sometimes gourmand. It just really depends. But every once in a while, I like my really feminine, floral-ish type scents. So this is definitely it. It is a little pricey. I think it's $650 US for one bottle, the 3.4. They do have the smaller bottle, I believe. But this is, in the top, there's some citrus, some orange flower, galbanum. In the middle, there's the musky notes, the iris, the birch, maybe a little patchouli, and it's a woodsy scent. And then again, some amber and benzoin in the base. This scent to me is very much an iris scent. And I really do like iris, but not too much of it. I have a couple other iris scents, one being Pluriel from Francis Maison Coq de Jean, and I really like that. But this one is a little more dialed back than that, less iris in it, so you get a little more powdery notes. It's very sweet and woody, some white florals, it's balsamic, and maybe even a tiny bit smoky. So I really, really like this scent. It's expensive, like I said, so I don't wear it every day. It's not something you just want to spray on to walk around the house. But I think it's something that would be nice to wear to a wedding, would be nice to wear to a baby shower, or something a little more formal where you want something just really pretty and feminine and dainty. I think L is definitely that scent. The only thing that I would say is it doesn't last super long, maybe 6 to 8 hours on my skin. So isn't beast mode either, but this is just a phenomenal, beautiful scent. And if you are looking to add something to your collection for more special occasions, you cannot go wrong with L. We have another one here from the Stone collection from XERJOFF, and this one will not disappoint. And this is Dama Rose. Yet another feminine leaning scent. Unisex for sure, a man could wear it as well. But I think it leans a little more to the feminine side, which is why I purchased it, because I was looking for some wedding scents, because I have a couple weddings coming up this fall. So this fragrance, wow. I mean, I liked it when I smelled the sample, but once I actually got to wear it, holy cow. I was blown away, and I have not stopped spraying it on after showers. And I've got to stop doing that because, again, this one's not very, very cheap. It's one of the more expensive ones from their site, but in my mind, it is completely worth every penny. So in the top, there's some red berries and some freesia, some lime, definitely a little bergamot. And then in the mid, I think there's some ylang ylang, some Turkish rose, jasmine, maybe lily of the valley, and definitely a little touch of iris. So I get that in here as well. It's a powdery rose, not too powdery, not too rosy. I definitely get the freesia and a little bit of the iris, a tiny bit of the lime maybe, and the bergamot. And then there in the base, there's some amber, again, some musk, as that's the theme of this purchase for some reason. Vanilla, vetiver, patchouli, and maybe a little Egyptian rosewood. So it's very rosy, it's woody, it's floral, white florals. I think you can get the amber, and it just smells so fresh. I would 100% wear this to one of the weddings. I think it's in probably my top 3 to wear to one of the weddings that I'm going to. It lasts, it's got good longevity, maybe 8 to 10 hours on my skin. I definitely get compliments when I wear this. I mean, women love it. They're always asking me what I'm wearing. So I like rose scents. I don't like anything that's just really rose heavy. So this is a good balance between the rose and some of the other, like the freesia, other notes that are in here. I cannot say enough great things about this. I think it belongs in my collection for a very long time. But if you haven't smelled it, definitely try to get your hands on it. It's a great scent. Very, very classy. It's I don't know, it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel so pretty and just put together and clean when you're wearing it, for the fact that it's such a complex scent. So I really, really recommend Dama Rose more than most of the ones in my collection right now. This one's like the one I'm going to quite a bit. So it was fragrance from XERJOFF, and I think this one leans actually a little more masculine, and that is more than words. So I didn't have this in my collection before, and I just got it. Man, am I glad I did. It is beast mode. Like, you will smell it on your clothes days and days after you wore it. Even after you wash your shirt, I could still smell it on my shirt. So beautiful and just unique, and really just a powerhouse of a scent. So in the top, it's got some oud. You will smell the oud in the top, but not an animalic oud. So you smell that mixed with the rose, in my opinion. It's got some fruity notes, some floral notes. It's a little on the woody and oriental side as well. And there's some labdanum and some olibanum in it, which I think is where you're kind of getting that woody note, but it's not a fresh scent. It's not super powdery. I think it's a little warm, spicy. If anything, it's a little woody, a little sweet, but it's definitely fresh, spicy, but not super fresh. But I do get a little bit of the oriental notes, and I think I've seen some reviews that say they agree with me. So I love this scent. Another one that's a contender for wearing to a wedding, because I know I'm going to smell great, and I can spray it on and literally last all the evening. Just depending on, I guess, a daytime too. If people are getting married during the day, you could wear it either one. But this is such a great contender for a wedding or a fancy event, because you're not going to have to reapply it. It's going to stay on. So I really could not recommend this one more. Next up, I have one that took me by surprise. It's also a XERJOFF, last XERJOFF in this list actually, but this one completely caught me off guard. I got a sample of it from one of my orders from XERJOFF, and it blew me away. And I first smelled it and I was like, wow, that is a unique scent. And this is Apollonia from XERJOFF, and this is their Shooting Stars collection, I believe. So, I mean, this fragrance, holy cow, it's so just unique. It's different. So, okay, let me explain the notes. The notes are white florals. There's definitely some orris. I get that right off the top, and some white musk. So the notes that I could find on are very, simplistic, but it's kind of got this like fresh yet cold feeling to it. It's very powdery and musky with that kind of orris and a little bit of iris, I would say. I get a little bit of that, but white floral, very earthy and animalic. I fell in love with the scent, and I've been wearing it nonstop. I wear it around the house. I wear it to run errands. I wear it when I go to dinner at friends' houses. I just think it is such a beautiful and unique scent. Like nobody has smelled like this to me before that I've smelled. Nothing I've ever smelled smells like this. It's very unique, as so many of the XERJOFF fragrances are, which is why I'm like absolutely addicted to this house. But I really, really like this. And I think it is 100% worth every penny. I definitely think that it's unisex, 100% unisex. It doesn't lean one way or the other. Either sex can pull it off. I've been wearing it quite a bit. I would also love to smell it on my husband. I like it so much. I know he would smell good wearing this as well. And he does like it. I've let him smell it, and he was like, yeah, that's a really great scent. So the longevity is not beast mode. It's definitely going to give you about 8 hours on your skin, 6 to 8 hours before you have to reapply. But it's so wonderful. I'm definitely going to keep this in my collection. However, it does come in the 50 ml bottle. So I wish it came in the 100 mls because I would purchase it. So I do see myself getting a backup bottle of this very, very soon. And the bottle itself, I mean, it is absolutely stunning. Look at this. I mean, I am absolutely over the moon in love with this bottle and the scent, but definitely one of my favorites. All right, so I have the final two fragrances that I got during this haul, and these, one in particular has a lot of hype right now, and it is stunning in so many ways, and that is God of Fire by Stephane Humbert Lucas. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. But this fragrance, it's a little beast. It's great. Definitely unisex. And it's getting reviews as more of a summer fragrance. And maybe some comparisons to Baccarat Rouge 540 just because some of the gourmand notes in it. But I would say that this would be just fine for the fall and the winter. In my opinion, I'm going to wear it for that. This one's also a contender for wearing to one of the weddings that I have coming up. But goodness, this little guy is just, for a little bottle, a little 50 ml, this thing packs pretty big punch. It's just fantastic. So the top notes are mango, red berries. It's got some ginger in the top. I almost lost my top. It's got some ginger in the top, some lemon. It's a little woody with some jasmine, some cumin, maybe some amber in the base. There's some oud, and again, the musk. I definitely get the musk because it's slightly powdery. But when you smell it, I would say the things that pop into the top of my mind are like woody, fruity, sweet, very sweet, maybe a little warm, a little spicy. There's some ambery, aromatic notes in here. I have worn it a couple of times. I'm savoring it because it is such a small bottle, hoping that in the future they come out with something a little larger, maybe the 3.4 100 mls. But this scent, I mean, it's so just fun. I think it's a lot of fun to wear, and it does not, in my opinion, smell like Baccarat Rouge 540. I think there's a couple of notes that they may share that give people that feeling, kind of the sweet, maybe a little bit of the cotton candy note in the top because it's so sweet, but I think that's where it ends. It's not, you don't have to worry about people thinking you're wearing 540 because it's not an identical match with 540. So I just love it. I mean, the bottle, how could you not love this bottle? It's so fantastic with the snake eyes. And from what I understand, there's some other scents. I got a couple of the samples when I ordered this, and they are fantastic as well. So I'm going to be ordering more bottles from this house. I'm very excited to wear more. And I think that this scent is, if you're in the market for a new niche fragrance that's like hot off the press, up and coming, and 100% worth a blind buy, this little baby right here is it. The longevity is fantastic. It's 8+ hours on your skin. You will not be disappointed with the longevity. And again, it's very unisex, so anybody can wear it. All right, so I have one fragrance left, and this one is from a house that I have recently discovered, and I am so intrigued with this house. I definitely see myself getting some more of their fragrances very soon. As a matter of fact, I'll be going to London in about 3 weeks, and I plan on picking up a few of these scents, and that is from the house of Boadicea the Victorious. And this particular one is bodacious. So actually, the reason I got this scent is because one of my viewers recommended it to me when I did a review of Duchessa, which is a very cherry fragrance. And they said, try this, it's better. And I found that very hard to believe, because Duchessa, in my opinion, is one of the best cherry scents I've ever smelled. Blows everything else out of the water. So I went ahead and blind bought this, and it took a couple of weeks to get here. I had to order it from London. I found it was a little easier to get than Duchessa. And I'm going to do a comparison video very soon between those two. What's similar, what's different. But this, oh my gosh, such a gorgeous cherry scent. Now, do I think it's better than Duchessa? Arguably, I would say it could be. And I haven't gotten to wear it a lot. I've worn it one day and I was not disappointed. So to me, in the top, you get cherry and cognac right when you spray it on, and a little bit of the almond and the clove. And then in the mid notes, there's some heliotrope, some jasmine, maybe a little bit of rose. And then you can also get the vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, some more musk. That's kind of the theme of this haul. And maybe even some vetiver. And to me, when I spray this on, I love the cherry scent in the beginning. And with a lot of the cherry fragrances that I have, the cherry note tends to die down pretty fast. But on this one, it doesn't. It sticks around through the entire performance. So it's very sweet, vanilla, cherry, almond, woody. It's got a nuttiness to it and very powdery. 100% unisex, meaning it's going to smell great on either a man or a woman. And I think that it's 100% blind buy worthy if you're into cherry fragrances, because this one will not disappoint you. This is so nice. It's so beautiful. It lasts forever and ever and ever on your skin. It just has this beautiful aroma, this powdery cherry almond powdery note, just kind of, you get wafts of it as you wear it. It's very sexy and date night worthy 100%. If you were to wear this on date night and you were sitting close to your date or your partner, they're gonna wanna get a little closer and smell you, because it is so gourmand and yummy. It's such a great scent. So Bodacious by Boadicea the Victorious. This is fantastic scent, blind buy worthy. With that being said, that's the end of the video. Thanks for listening, and I hope you found one in this list that might pique your interest if you are looking for another niche fragrance. Don't forget to check us out on www.nichefragrancehouse.com. Coming very soon. We'll open our doors on October 1st. Bye, guys.